I'm here with the Showgirl 7 with Darby Fox. Backstage pop quiz. How long have you done burlesque and what got you into it?
I've been doing burlesque since 2011, and I started doing it because I went through some serious life changes and moved in with a gal who had just started doing burlesque. And I'd come home and I'd be like, you need to do an act like this, you need to do an act like this, and she's kind of like, you need to just do it yourself. And so I started doing burlesque with my roommates to recover from life trauma.
It does that.
Therapy by public nakedness.
I love it. Live it all out on stage. What color do you think sex is?
It depends on the sex.
Good answer.
I think if you're limited to one color, then you need to redefine what you think of as sex.
Bam! I'm gonna put an explosion there. All the colors, all the sex. Do you have a dream act that you're just like, one day I'm gonna make this happen?
I have more than a dream act. I have dream shows. Lots of shows that we just don't have the capital or space for at the moment.
Okay, so the billionaire watching this right now who's like, I want to make your dreams come true. Just pitch one theme, one idea, one thing.
Cat House at the End of the Universe, which is a sci-fi themed show that's sort of like The Little Whorehouse in Texas meets Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Working on with my friend Shirley Starling.
Oh really? You did Charlie? Oh my god.
There's a handful of them we're working on. That one we've talked to several people in town though, so I don't feel bad about spilling the beans on that.
No, and that's also, awesome, like, because now it's trademarked, it's TM. It's out in public, TM.
If you have a sci-fi, whether it's a specific genre or fandom that you feel would express itself in a story that is also about queerness, quimness, and sex work, hit me up. quimcityproductions@gmail.com.
I'm gonna hit you up. Do you have a story like worst audience interaction?
Well, I had to spank someone recently. I was doing a show down in Boulder City, and this guy decided to grab my ass as I walked by him, so I dragged him on stage and I bent him over and I spanked him for the pleasure of the audience. And then he tried to take my fan and spank me afterwards, and I was like, no, motherfucker. And I literally said to him, this is your punishment for touching me without consent. Sit your ass down. And these ladies on the side of the stage were like, oh.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Don't touch burlesque dancers.
Burlesque is not consent.
No, just because someone's taking their clothes off doesn't mean you get to touch them.
And that is really true for the audience and for fellow burlesque people. Dressing rooms, make sure you have that consent. You don't have it without actually getting it.
Thank you. Do you have any idols or mentors?
I have so many idols. My day job is at the Burlesque Hall of Fame Museum. So I'm technically the curator and archivist, and I take care of the collections. I accidentally recognize people I've never met by their body parts because I spend a lot of time enjoying the fruit of everyone else's labors that have come before me. So thanks to each and every one of you.
That's amazing. I try to promote the museum as much as I can in all of my socials because I think it's so fucking amazing and so important to recognize the people who blaze those trails.
Yeah, and to tell those stories, especially like my training is in history professionally, and it's as a cultural historian, it's something that's still pretty recent. So working class entertainment, which is what burlesque has historically been, is just such a great lens through which to view all of that because it's the intersection of like all the things.
Yeah.
All the things.
Do you have any pre-show rituals?
I like to stretch. I generally bring my rolling trigger point so I can roll out my flesh. You gotta roll it out so your ass jiggles.
I do the foam roller, but just because I have back problems, I didn't
too.
know it would help my butt jiggle.
Like you walk all day and then you're in the heels, and so the glute is like the biggest muscle in the body. So if you like roll it out first, you just get so much more movement.
You've just changed my life. My butt is gonna jiggle so fucking much now. What would you tell somebody who would, so I want to get into burlesque, what do I do?
I would recommend taking classes. Like, I don't say you have to take classes to get into it, but with anything, if you want to get good at it, you have to practice. Like, you have to constantly learn. I'm a lifelong learner though, total L7 certified square. I also teach, so shameless plug right there. Take from everyone. Like, I still take classes from people.
Yep, same.
I take, if there's something I specifically want to learn, I seek out someone who does that. And that's really what it is I would say, decide what you want to do on stage. If you want to do it and you want to do it, get up and do it.
Hey, thank you so much. You are so wonderful.
You're so wonderful.
Thank you.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit falls out of like 75% of what I'm supposed to do. It's great. Like in a totally good way.
I tried doing my tagline about being the living cartoon, but I couldn't make it sound good. So I'm fed
We'll
on
work on that.
I'm the stand-up that strips down.
Stand-up that's
I do
strips down.
I do
That's
stand
a
up
good
too.
one. Yeah, I think I've seen you do some stand-up. You're a cut up.